about the death of Pixar. So Pixar used to be considered the greatest company of all time. Everybody said no one could compete with Pixar. Okay, no matter how much, quality over quantity is what they would always say. Because DreamWorks would sometimes produce like 2 or 3 movies a year. Even Illumination started to produce 2 movies a year. But Pixar used to be always the greatest animation studio of all time. And even have this meme, okay, which I think is supposed to be Finding Toy, Inside Out, Soul, Forky, Onward, Turning Red, Ruka. Don't know who this is supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be Coco. Each entry is a gamble on Wolf Seed. Each represents how movie how could turn better. Computer animation quality plateaued, the approvers are not quite noticeable to normies. Disney style entries were many of the copy animation like Beamer style movies or Padaris Miyazaki movies, so a sequel cast crabs under the spin with bizarre original premises, plan to direct to avoid as to avoid the box office failure. Every film is a must-see masterpiece in our collective memory. Each movie is a lesson in how to make story or stakes, spectacle, and heart. Impressive innovations in animation and technology of each installment. Pixar becomes the definitive style the other side to copy, mainly Walt Disney Company and DreamWorks. Pixar's a half a dozen original movies, sold over launch in 1994, and all grossed billions. Okay, and those people, okay, this meme is pretty accurate for Pixar. Okay, Pixar used to be the greatest, quote-unquote, greatest animation studio of all time. Everyone online heralded Pixar, right, that Pixar could do no wrong. The sign started really slow, only back in 2011. And that was Cars 2. As much as I have nostalgia for Cars and Cars 2, Cars 2 does have problems and flaws as a movie. Cars 2 is not really a sequel to Cars. It's sort of been a spin-off to Cars for a whole, not titled. I think if it wasn't titled Cars 2 and clearly said to be a spin-off to Cars 2, Cars or a side film, I think everybody would have been happier, instead of being the direct sequel to Cars. I think if they just made Cars 3, Cars 2, and Cars 2 a spin-off, I think everybody would have been happier with this as well. Because the animation in Cars 2 is pretty good, but people just don't like the fact that it's, Cars 2, okay? And even then, Cars 2 is still better than what Pixar is producing now, okay? Cars 2 is like, Shakespeare now compared to Turning Red, and of course, Lightyear and all these other movies. But Pixar still produced a couple of really good movies, except for Brave, which people didn't really care all too much with. But Pixar still started producing new movies, and then the mediocrity really started with The Good Dinosaur. Oh, what to say about The Good Dinosaur. The Good Dinosaur, it came out in 2015, where Pixar had the new good idea of producing 2 movies a year. Okay, it's also happened in 2017 when they made both Cars 3 and Coco in the same year. Pixar was really starting to decline with The Good Dinosaur. The Good Dinosaur was a very interesting movie. It was kind of a unnecessary and boring movie. Right, this could have been, they could have not just wasted this entire animation just waited to put this on video or streaming or something. There was no point in releasing this into the theaters. This movie, is boring, bland, and not very interesting. Okay, with this supposed to be a movie, what would happen if the dinosaurs didn't go extinct? But for some reason, this movie makes the biggest inaccuracy to dinosaurs of all time, humans evolving anyways despite dinosaurs not going extinct. Humans would have never evolved if dinosaurs did not go extinct. I know people want to put this world like, prehistoric humans and dinosaurs, but it's really just a Hollywood thing. Scientifically, this movie is probably one of the least accurate things Hollywood has ever produced. And that's including stuff like Jurassic Park and stuff. At least Jurassic Park, tried to at least put some accuracies for the time, but humans evolving with dinosaurs if the dinosaurs didn't go extinct, that will have never happened. This is weird. This is probably less accurate than most of the Jurassic Park movies are. And the Jurassic Park movies, that's basically the gold standard for Hollywood. Okay, Pixar sort of done better with this movie. And even the story is not that good either, unlike with Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park had a good story and memorable characters. And also had good action scenes too. And memorable scenes as well. And was a gold standard how dinosaurs were portrayed in media. Yeah. From there on. And basically with Jurassic Park was the beginning. And they just improved on it. Good Dinosaur is just lazy, uninspired. And this is from Pixar. Okay? This is from Pixar. This is the company that was considered the most creative company in animation. The least lazy company. And they created a Good Dinosaur. And then they made Cars 3, which was actually kind of praised by Cars 5. And then they started making Finding Dory, Cars 3, Incredibles, the sequels. This really started with Cars 2, but it really started to get worse. It really started with Cars 2, okay? And you can really talk about Toy Story 3. But the thing with Toy Story 3 is that Toy Story 3, okay, was supposed to be the definitive ending for Toy Story. But we are still getting even more sequels, probably because Elemental flopped, so they're going to try to make sequels to Cars, Incredibles, and Finding Nemo as well. And it isn't the Toy Story 5 and Inside Out 2. Who asked for Inside Out 2 and Toy Story 5? No one ever said. It's because, we'll get to the movies in a minute, but Pixar started with Cars 2, said, okay, let's give all of our movies sequels now, instead of making original properties like we're known for. Okay, this started to get old very quickly. Yes, the box office numbers were very great. Finding Dory, Toy Story 4, Incredibles 2, and Toy Story 3 all made $1 billion at the box office. I'm not denying that. But stuff like Cars 2, Cars 3, and Monsters University underwhelmed at the box office. Monsters University, and Toy Story 3, yeah, they're fine. Cars 2 might have been a mistake for many Pixar fans and Disney fans. But then we got Finding Dory. Who the hell wants to watch Finding Dory over Finding Nemo? Okay, yes, I like the fact that they gave Dory a backstory. And of course, Lightning McQueen finally got closer in Cars 3. I don't really care about The Incredibles all too much, but Toy Story 4 was when people started to draw the line. No one wanted a Toy Story 4, even though it made $1 billion. Okay? No one asked for a Toy Story 4. Now we're getting a Toy Story 5. But it seems that us, smart people who didn't want to go see Toy Story 4, I only saw it on TV, years after the movie came out on feeders. But we're still getting, and Pixar, these sequels are unnecessary. Okay, you might have said maybe people say The Incredibles 2 was necessary because everybody was hoping for Incredibles 2. Okay, because Incredibles 1. I don't really like The Incredibles all too much. I didn't like the first one. I didn't like the second one. Okay, but then we're talking about 2020 and the pandemic and current Pixar. So 2020 saw the release of the 2 final Pixar style movies, right? And what I mean by Pixar style is what I mean Pixar movies that look like the old style of Pixar. And that's Onward and Soul. Onward and Soul were the last true Pixar style movies. After the, endless sequels that Pixar was giving us. Cars 3 and stuff like that. The last truly great Pixar movie, in my opinion, was Soul. But most people say the last truly great Pixar movie was Coco. Okay? Because we're not counting Toy Story 4 here as a truly great Pixar movie, aren't we? But Onward still underwhelmed people. Same thing, and Soul also underwhelmed people as well. Well, both Onward and Soul were victims of the pandemic. Let's see how 2022 treats Pixar. Oh wait, we skipped a year, 2021. And then modern Pixar. We'll talk about Luca, Turning Red, and Elemental and Lightyear. And Pixar has gone down a roaring path. Okay, the bean mouth art style. This is one of the most hated things in animation, probably behind Illumination themselves. People, including myself, do not like this art style. It's ugh, ugh. Okay, and there was even a whole controversy over Turning Red's art style. Okay, it's funny, no one complained about Ruka having the beam mouth art style, but it seems that Pixar has chosen their fate. DreamWorks has also had it, but at least DreamWorks' movies like The Bad Guys are at least interesting. On top of that, at least, DreamWorks is able to make, movies like The Bad Guys with interesting characters and a good storyline. So people don't have to worry about, oh, but this movie looks so bland and boring. Oh, wait, the story is actually good and the characters are actually good. The problem with modern day Pixar is that's the opposite. Okay, Turning Red's new animation art style is ugly. Okay, it's bad. Okay, and you also see DreamWorks using it as well, but I don't see DreamWorks using it for much longer in favor of the Spider-Verse and Puss in Boots art style. You know, the art style that Spider-Verse has been using. But it seems that Pixar is trying to combine the Beam-Mouth art style with their art style. And most of this is just, ugh. Look at this movie here. I just do not like this art style whatsoever. And modern Pixar movies, they don't look all too good. You look at this here, look at Luca was actually okay, but Luca isn't as great as Pixar's other movies. Okay, it's just a fact. Okay, Turning Red was received poorly by fans. Okay, I'm not talking about the paid YouTubers that will give Pixar movies great reviews because Disney paid them to give them good reviews. I'm talking about the actual fans. Turning Red and Lightyear and Elemental are all in the top 5 worst Pixar movies. The only outlier being in the top 5 Pixar movies are the 2 Cars sequels. Okay, the 2 Cars sequels are the only outliers here. But if Pixar continues going down this path of the awful Beam-Mouth art style and these awful stories that people don't like, and the animation of Pixar seemingly getting worse with each movie, as well as we talked about with Elio yesterday, okay, the animation in Pixar seems to be getting worse, as Illumination and other companies seem to be getting better with animated the movies, making more smooth animation, making more, stylized characters, in case of Bad Guys and Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, as well, okay, or just straight up making fun of Disney of Ruby Gilman, and straight up making fun of Pixar and Disney. It seems that Pixar doesn't want to try anything new anymore. It seems that Pixar just wants to be like everyone else. They're not a company of innovation anymore. They're a company of copycats. Okay? And I get it. Companies want to make money at the very end. But it seems that even Pixar's original ideas are set now. Turning Red, which is basically about a girl who's obsessed with a K-pop. Okay, not K-pop band. Obsessed with a boy band. Or Lightyear, which is supposed to be the movie that Andy watched. And Elemental, which is rated as Fireboy and Water Girl. Okay? Oh no, it's Lava Girl and Fireboy, but Water Boy and Lava Girl. I think that's called. I think that's something else called Water Boy and Fire Girl. But yeah, it's called Water Boy and Lava Girl, or whatever that thing is called. Okay, and we have Elio, which is just basically just Pixar Star Wars. Okay, with no substance whatsoever. Okay, it seems that Pixar isn't even trying anymore. At least the Ruby Gilman movie is at least making fun of Disney as well. And The Bad Guys, despite being based off a children's book, is pretty good. It was a pretty good movie. But it seems that Pixar doesn't want to try anymore. Okay. They don't want to try anymore with the movies. With like Turning Red. Okay. There wasn't really much praise outside of the critics for Turning Red. Outside of the paid animation YouTubers, who all claimed that Turning Red was one of the best animated movies of all time. Which it is not. It is nowhere near a movie like Puss in Boots The Last Wish. I am sorry, Rotten Tomatoes. Turning Red is not Puss in Boots The Last Wish. Puss in Boots The Last Wish is a way better film than Turning Red. Even DreamWorks' other offering, The Bad Guys, is a way better film than Turning Red. There's no reason the sorry excuse of a movie called Turning Red is anywhere near stuff like Finding Nemo and Toy Story, WALL-E, and Ratatouille and other movies. And it's the same thing with fans. You look at the ranking of all the Pixar movies that we did, Turning Red is the fourth worst Pixar movie because Elemental exists. And we're not even talking about Elemental yet. Or Lightyear. Okay, Lightyear was so bad it lost money for Pixar. Okay, Elemental was okay, not Elemental. Right, it's currently considered Pixar's worst movie, which is a title that you do not want. Which Cars 2 had a monopoly on that for 11 years until Lightyear exists, until Pixar made this movie, which is supposed to be, but Lightyear is basically just generic and boring. There's no substance to this movie. And the marketing for this movie was abysmal. All they talked about, there's a same-sex kiss in the movie. That's the best part about the movie. They have a same-sex kiss in the movie. No one gave a shit about that stuff. Okay, people want good movies. And you know what movies made money? You know what movie made money? Minions. From the studio that everybody criticized, Illumination. And heck, Minions Rise of Gru looked better than Lightyear. And Pixar's supposed to be the gold standard in animation. The bad guys and Puss in Boots the Last Twist, to add insult to injury, looked way better than modern Pixar. Okay? And then we have Elemental. And if you want to speak about bad character designs, we have Elemental. Was this movie really necessary? This movie, looking at the trailers, looks like a generic romance movie that we have seen 100 times before. It seems that Pixar isn't trying anymore. Okay? Pixar isn't trying anymore, and that's why people don't care about Pixar. And let's not forget that a lot of these movies are woke. Turning Red is woke, Lightyear is woke, and Elemental is woke. And this is where we got to. Elemental is the worst opening weekend in Pixar history. Okay? Elemental is the worst opening for Pixar ever. Okay? That is not a joke. Because according to Just Toy Story for Inflation, yeah, Elemental is the worst selling Pixar movie in history. And they put this movie everywhere. They put it on Snapchat, they put it on Instagram, they put it on every social media, but no one gave a shit because no one cares about Pixar anymore. Okay? No one cares about Pixar. Pixar used to be a prestigious brand. Okay? That would sell movies based on the fact that it's made by Pixar. Stuff like Coco sold well because people knew, it's a Pixar movie, gotta go see it. Okay? We don't have that anymore of Pixar. All we have is a cell of its former self. And Elio isn't helping things either. Okay? But we already talked about Elio to death and how bad this movie looks. Okay? Pixar has basically made all their movies, the bean mouth art style, which is absolutely just, ugh. It's even worse, I get, they want to distinct themselves from Disney. But now they're making themselves look like DreamWorks movies. Okay? DreamWorks uses this art style in various of the movies. So, Pixar is now copying DreamWorks. It seems that Pixar is just a lazy company now. And that's why I don't really like modern day Pixar. And I think I'm not the only one alone on this with modern day Pixar. Modern day Pixar is not the same company it used to be. Not the same company that would take risks and, make these amazing stories that people will talk about for decades to come. Or probably talk about forever. People will talk about Ratatouille till the end of humanity goes extinct. But people will be talking about how great Ratatouille, Toy Story, Incredibles, and all these movies are because people actually like these stories and characters in them. Yeah, I may not like movies like The Incredibles, but at least Incredibles is still better than Turning Red and what young Pixar fans have to grow up with. So overall, I think DreamWorks is just producing better movies most of the time, better than Pixar. And even Illumination is now starting to step up the game in terms of making movies. Because there's a void that Disney and Pixar are filling, and someone is going to fill it. It's either going to be Illumination Entertainment, / DreamWorks Entertainment owned by Universal, or Sony Pictures Animation. Pick your studio. Goodbye.